And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We got a great show for you today. As always, we are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch live, head over to twitch.tv/Takes by Fans. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we are on podcasting apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. So however you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered multiple ways. Alrighty, today is a big old Saturday. We're continuing on with our NFL Draft Prospect of the Day. We are very, very close, folks. What do we got? 12 days out from the NFL Draft. I cannot wait. So we still have a couple of prospects we got to look at, and then we'll go a little bit heavier into kind of just breaking down and organizing what we've seen over the last. We are on day 64 of our 73-day NFL Draft Countdown. So during draft week, we'll do our mock drafts. We'll start kind of ranking some of these prospects that we've been looking at. So we are going to continue on with by looking at the prospects for the next couple of days here. And we're looking at Cade Johnson, wide receiver from South Dakota State. So we'll see what he can do down in the FCS and not the FBS, what that man's got going on. We're continuing on breaking down the NBA from last night. Obviously, we had a good day with our moneymaker yesterday, so we'll do another one today. Try to actually hit all of them today. Pelicans screwed us up last night, unfortunately, in overtime. Womp womp. Some bad whistle. What a bad whistle there at the end of the game. We'll talk about that too. So we got that all on the show today, and let's just kick it off with the stories of the day. And the first one up, well, we've been seeing these over the last couple of days. All of these NFL teams are kind of opting out of the voluntary in-person workouts that are, starting in a couple of days, I think, that we're supposed to start in a couple of days. So the Chargers are opting out. Some Chargers players are opting out of these kind of voluntary preseason workouts. The Falcons are doing the same. The Jets are doing the same. The Steelers are doing the same, and the Dolphins are doing the same. So I think we've seen a total about like 10 or 11, 12 kind of teams that are, opting out of these voluntary in-person off-season workouts. They don't think, these standards, these safety protocols are, that great for the NFL right now. So players are like, hey, we did this last season, virtual workouts. It all worked out good. We just saw the Bucs. They were like, yeah, we won the ring, so we're going to continue doing it like that. So we respect all of these players that decide to, forego these voluntary person off-season workouts just because, hey, they negotiated this in their collective bargaining agreement. That's what all these kind of official letters here by the Players Association kind of just go out and say, hey, this is in our CBA. We can do this. We are doing this. We are doing this. We can do this. Oh, we are doing this. So yeah, absolutely. I've got no problem with it, especially with that Bucs team since they won the ring by doing this same thing. They had the off-season virtual workouts last season because of COVID, still kind of trickling into this season as well, but most teams. So don't be surprised when you see these. Every team's doing these. I'm just waiting for all the teams to kind of send out this letter. We've been seeing a couple here, there, every other day for the last couple of days now, and the Chargers, Falcons, Jets, Steelers, Dolphins are the newest teams to kind of send out this letter. So just a little update there. If you see it, that's what it is. Alrighty, let's go on to this story, and we have new evidence now in the Aaron Donald punching case. Is it real? Is it fake? Well, it was fake, folks. It wasn't even Aaron Donald, so we get exclusive footage here, and we can clearly see this brawl that's going outside in this club right now. Then we get Aaron Donald. Here he comes. He sees the fight going on, and he goes and breaks it up. So Aaron Donald's not the monster. Aaron Donald's the hero. Yes, sir. This man's the hero. He is not the monster in this kind of story. So very well done to Aaron Donald here to break up the fight. Unfortunately, you try to be the good guy, and you kind of get a lawsuit brought against you. So we see all these guys fighting here. Aaron Donald comes and breaks it up. Kind of throws the guy off of him like, what the hell are you doing? What are you doing over here? And this is this Briggs down here getting beat up, and then this guy goes in for more, and this man's like, what are you doing out here? What are you doing? Why go back for more? This man, down The man down bad down there. Damn, he's getting kicked. Oh my God, I didn't even see that. Look at this at the beginning of the video. Oh my gosh. That's why he has the swollen eye. He's getting kicked in the face down there. So Aaron Donald has been, basically acquitted ever since this footage has leaked. And DeVincent Spriggs, who accused Aaron Donald of assaulting him, has went and apologized to Rams star Aaron Donald through his attorney. So, hey, I mean, that's good, but you should have seen this video first before you made the allegations that it was Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald saved your ass. He didn't go and kick you while you were down like we just saw at the start of that video. So let's see what this kind of apology is saying. All right, here we go. The apology comes on the same day when an attorney hired by Donald refuted Spriggs' claim that Donald was involved in the assault. Casey White, Donald's attorney, told ESPN on Friday morning that Spriggs swung a bottle at Donald that grazed his head as he ducked before other people surrounding Donald stepped in. So this man initiated the assault in the first place. He went to freaking swing a bottle at Aaron Donald's head. Jeez Louise. And then his boys, his goons, took care of him. It's not Aaron Donald, so that's why you got the goons. That's why you got the boys. Hey, my boys got my back. I make the money, I pay them, but they give me the protection over there, so. All right, quote here. As he ducks, somebody from behind grabs him to stop him from interacting with this guy, Mr. Spriggs, so he holds Aaron back in a sense, White said. At that point, that's when other people come to Aaron's aid and defend him by removing, so to speak, Mr. Spriggs from the area where he is pushed and he is fighting. It's a mutual fight at this point between other individuals who Aaron does not really know. Yes. Alrighty, White said they have obtained at least 5 witness accounts and have others who have come forward willing to provide statements. White also said that video surveillance from the area did not show Donald assaulting Spriggs and that Donald eventually helped pull people away from Spriggs. Yes, we just saw that in the video. Aaron actually runs over to Spriggs' aid and starts pulling people off of this guy, White said. He's trying to get these kids off Spriggs. He gets at least 2 or 3 people off Spriggs. And at that point in time, somebody grabs Aaron and says, this is not a good situation. Let's get the heck out of here. And once again, I mean, Aaron Donald's got some good people by his side. I mean, somebody takes a swing of a bottle at Aaron Donald and they go and get him. And then Aaron Donald is like, hey, I'm in a bad situation here. And they're like, yeah, let's get the heck out of here. And they pull him away. So he's got some good guys surrounding him. Must be paying him some nice chunk of change over there. All right, Hollis had filed a criminal complaint on behalf of Spriggs, who with Pittsburgh police on Wednesday, saying his client needed 16 stitches and suffered a broken orbital bone, a broken nose, a concussion, and a sprained or broken arm. All right, where's this apology coming from? I want to hear the apology. Where's the apology? I'm sorry I defamed you. I'm sorry I damaged your integrity. I damaged your image we talked about this for about 2 or 3 days. Never great of, being accused of assault or sexual assault, even worse. Ruining images. And if we just kind of bring this right back to, the Deshaun Watson story, once again, all those civil lawsuits, it still, raises a little red flags in this kind of story right here. Confirms that we should be having our suspicions when we're talking about innocent and guilty without knowing all the facts of a story that's just kind of pushed out there. Yes, we can talk about it, and yes, you can kind of speculate a little bit, but when facts start to come out and we actually see what's happening, we have to kind of remember this case here. Case studies. Have you ever heard of case studies in science, folks? This is like, you have to kind of know what has happened and then use that to make a judgment of what is going on now or what's going to happen in the future. But I think, this is a perfect kind of case right here to kind of remind everybody, hey, let's keep an open mind in this. Yes, we don't have all the facts. Yes, we're just kind of going off of small bits of information. So let's not hold total judgment over all the parties involved. Let's kind of, hold these facts, hold all this evidence in one part of our mind while also kind of maintaining Aaron Donald's innocence. Let's also maintain Deshaun Watson's innocence as well. And also kind of maintain that all those women are also telling the truth. You can have both of those thoughts going on in your mind mind simultaneously, folks. You can. Let's give people the benefit of the doubt. Let's kind of not overreact to everything as a case is kind of playing out in real time. So this is the perfect example right here. Aaron Donald had nothing to do with this. He actually was the hero in this story. So let's everybody just calm down. Yes, you can have kind of split judgments at the beginning of when, something breaks, when news breaks, when the first story of Aaron Donald punching that man in the head, giving him that big old swollen eye. Yes, we can kind of talk about that, but let's also kind of still maintain Aaron Donald's innocence, which we have been doing the entire time. So, this is a kind of an open shut case right here. We have video evidence. Unfortunately for Deshaun Watson, not as clear and cut. At least we haven't seen any evidence of him getting kind of massaged down a little bit. So that's where we're at with the Aaron Donald story. Pretty much a nothing burger out here. Still don't see where this apology came from. Where's this apology? Attorney says client mistook Rams Aaron Donald for attacker. Apologizes. Where's this apology? I do not see the apology. Oh, this is the last quote right here of the article. So let's see if we get anything here. Is this the apology, like a one-sentence apology? Let's see. He turned around, and it's this Mr. Spriggs, and Aaron goes, "What's up?" And Mr. Spriggs starts yelling belligerently, "Did I mean to? Did I mean to?" He keeps repeating. It's kind of nonsensical, but he keeps yelling, "Did I mean to?" It's apparent to Aaron, and it's apparent to all witnesses that Spriggs is intoxicated. So I'm not seeing any apology here. The heck is this? The tweet says that there's an apology. The headline says there's an apology, but I'm seeing no apology here. This is all we get, the apology? The attorney representing DeVincent Springs, DeVincent Springs, the man that got beat up on the ground, the man who accused Los Angeles Rams defensive lineman Aaron Donald of assault earlier this week, is now offering an apology to Donald on behalf of his client. So you just say sorry, that's it? I want a formal written apology. We don't get that. He just says apology. Hey, apology. Is that the new apology now? Just saying apology? Alrighty. Well, that's it. That's the last of this Aaron Donald case. Open, shut. He's innocent. There was an apology. There's an apology on the lawyer's part. The defense in Springs not even apologizing. How crazy is that? He better be thankful. I mean, look at this man just kicking him in the head. Aaron Donald is a savior out here. Pushes all three guys off, carries one away. See, this is why you don't get involved, man. This is why you don't get involved in any case. You get mistaken as the bad guy. And look at this guy. Get this guy in jail. Sue this guy. Sue whatever this guy is that's literally just kicking this man in the head, man. That swollen eye that we saw the other day. This is why. It's right here. He's getting kicked in the face. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looking like he's in the new Mortal Kombat movie. Just keeps on going. Alrighty, folks, that's it. That's the Aaron Donald case. He's innocent. I knew he was. I knew that man was innocent. Alrighty, let's keep moving on here. Next story up, the Browns are releasing defensive tackle Sheldon Richardson. A little interesting, but we just saw them get Jadeveon Clowney, so, I mean, how many beefs do you need in that defensive line? Maybe saving a little bit of money here, but, I mean, this is a very good pickup here if any team needs a defensive tackle. We just saw the Bucs this year have two real good ones, Ndamukong Suh, Jason Pierre-Paul. They really kind of got it done this year, and, Ndamukong Suh was kind of a real force to be reckoned with in that Super Bowl. Jason Pierre-Paul, decent. I would say I think I would give a little bit more credit to Ndamukong Suh in the Super Bowl overall. But, yeah, nice kind of fine defensive tackle here. Sheldon Richardson with the Browns these last 2 years. What did he got? 7.5 sacks between 2 seasons. Not the greatest, but he's never been a big old beefy man that gets sacks there. His highest sack season was 8 with the Jets, and that was his second year. But he's still hovering around 4.5, 3 sacks a season, which is basically his average for his entire career. So, still getting his good, decent production from this Cleveland team that he did with the Jets early on in his career. 16 total quarterback hits in the last 2 seasons. So, I mean, still good production out here. Definitely can, make an impact on your team. Probably can't be the your A1 tier 1 defensive tackle, but, definitely a solid number 2 out there. So we'll see if any team picks him up, but he's available to go. Browns releasing him, feeling good about their own line already. Myles Garrett, as we just said, Jadeveon Clowney getting there, so don't really need him as much as they needed him last season. So we'll see where he goes, but definitely a good, solid veteran defensive tackle out here on the market. So if you don't think you can get one in the draft, or you just want that veteran in your locker room, Sheldon Richardson is your man, folks. Alrighty, and then let's go to this story. Man, oh man, I don't know, man. I don't know what the Bears are doing. I don't think this is going to work out, but the Bears announced that they are signing wide receiver Marquise Goodwin. Alrighty, from the 49ers. So let's see what this man is doing. Is this man going to help out Andy Dalton? Is Andy Dalton going to be able to make Marquise Goodwin a good wide receiver? We'll see, folks. We'll see. So let's start here by seeing what Marquise Goodwin is doing in his career. Played at Buffalo for 4 seasons, played at the 49ers for 3 seasons, and is now heading over the Bears, teaming up with Matt Nagy, teaming up with Andy Dalton, probably playing with the worst quarterback he's ever played with. Who was Buffalo's quarterback during these seasons when he was there? Kyle Orton, yikes. Kyle Orton in 2014, jeez. 2013, what do we got here? EJ Manuel, yikes. Oh boy, all right. 2015 with the Bills, who was the catching passes from? All right, Tyrod Taylor, alrighty. He threw for 3,000 yards that season, 20 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, looking good. Led him to 8-8 record, not bad. And then 2016, last year with Buffalo, still Tyrod Taylor. They rocked with him for 2 seasons, 17 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, still 3,000 yards. So Tyrod Taylor getting it done, still only 7-9 record, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, not the best quarterbacks getting, throwing him the ball. But here we go. Marquise Goodwin, never really that 1,000-yard wide receiving kind of receiver out here, not really staying healthy for an entire season, not being a true starter for the entire season. I mean, these yard totals, his best year was 2017, his first year with the 49ers, finally kind of getting out of that little bit of quarterback hell that he was playing with in Buffalo. Tyrod Taylor's good, don't get us wrong, but I mean, he's still a backup. He had a chance not to be a backup, but a doctor punctured his lung this season. How crazy. Really kind of derailed him, but yeah, not the greatest out here. So his best season, 962 yards receiving, but that's a true outlier year. He was basically healthy for the entire season, which makes it another outlier year, so can't really get a true gauge on this man. When we look at his kind of yards, they're very lackluster. I mean, besides the 963, he's averaging 400, 300, not very solid for a wide receiver. And then his catch percentage is also very, very not good. 53%, 11%. He caught 100%, but it was only 2 passes in 2015. Then he got injured. Classic. Then, 53, 57 catch percentage over the last 3 seasons. So this man is definitely not an A1 tier 1 wide receiver, not even kind of a tier 2 wide receiver. Can't stay healthy, can't be dependable. And now he's going to the Bears. Yikes, we just saw Andy Dalton with A1 tier 1 wide receivers in Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb, who was a really good rookie, and he didn't really make them work. Amari Cooper, let's see what he's doing. This is what Andy Dalton was working with last season, so I don't think Andy Dalton's really going to be able to step it up and make Marquise Goodwin work if he barely made Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb work, who are leaps and bounds better than Marquise Goodwin. So Amari Cooper, always kind of that 1,000-yard wide receiver, very, very good. He did ended up having 1,100 yards last season. Dak Prescott went down week 6, and we will look at kind of what Andy Dalton did with Amari Cooper. Comparing that to what Dak Prescott did with Amari Cooper, you can see the sheer differences here. So here we go. The first 5 weeks of the season, Dak Prescott was quarterbacking. He got injured week 5 here against this Giants team. So, Amari Cooper, his first 5 games, 81 yards receiving, 100 yards receiving, 86 yards receiving, 134 yards receiving. So, very, very good, getting basically 100 yards catching every single game. And just look at some of these catch percentages, 71% catch percentage, 66, 75, 75. So, very, very accurate accurate with Dak Prescott, getting that kind of 100 yards, getting kind of very good production on a game-to-game basis. 14 targets, 9 targets, 12 targets, 16 targets over that period. Then comes the Giants game where he gets a little bit injured, or where Dak Prescott gets injured, so that whole game was a little bit wonky, so we'll take that out. And then Andy Dalton takes over here in Arizona. And Amari Cooper really was never the same since. Yes, I mean, he only had 2 games of 100-plus yards receiving over the next, 10 games. Andy Dalton couldn't make him work. I mean, Amari Cooper had 2 100-yard receiving games in the first 5 games, but only 2 for the other 10. I mean, Andy Dalton was not making this man work. I mean, he had games of 5 yards. He had games of 43 yards receiving, 10 yards receiving, 41 yards, 51 yards. So never really getting that constant production because Andy Dalton couldn't make this man work. And then when we go to kind of, Andy Dalton's number 2 wide receiver, CeeDee Lamb, let's see what he was doing. Rookie year this year, had a fantastic year. 935 yards, looking real good, 5 touchdowns. But let's kind of once again see the sheer differences when Dak Prescott was throwing to CeeDee Lamb compared to what Andy Dalton was doing. So here we go, the first 5 games of the season before Dak Prescott went down: 59 yards, 106, 65, 79, 124. So he was getting it done. Once again, good catch percentages here: 83%, 66, 71, 71, 72. So getting it done with Dak Prescott. And then when he goes out, Dak Prescott goes out, he's never even back at the 100-yard receiving mark. What do we got? He had a zero receiving game on 5 targets, not being accurate here by Andy Dalton. 27 yards, 34 yards, 21, 46, 46. He had an 85 game. He had a 71 game, but I'm talking, in general, 65, 43. So we see the low side of Andy Dalton. The catch percentage is never really that great. We see a 0% catch game, a low 60, 63, a 57, a low 60. Yes, we've had, these 100%, but it's 2 of 2 for 46 yards. It's nothing sustainable. It's nothing really great out here. So I don't know I just really don't understand. I don't understand the Andy Dalton pickup in the first place. He didn't make this Cowboys team work that has absolutely great wide receivers. And now Andy Dalton is taking a big step back on wide receivers this year with Marquise Goodwin. Who's their main wide receiver. I'm blanking on him. That worked for Mitch Trubisky, so hopefully he can still get it done. Let me bring up this depth chart very quickly here. Blanking on that wide receiver from the Bears that just re-signed, looking real good. Allen Robinson, easy. So Allen Robinson was absolutely fantastic last year for Mitch Trubisky. So maybe Andy Dalton can work with Allen Robinson because I don't know. I think I take Mitch Trubisky over Andy Dalton, but we'll see how Andy Dalton fares this year. But if Allen Robinson made Mitch Trubisky work, hopefully he can try to make Andy Dalton work. But Marquise Goodwin really couldn't work with any really below average, really not great quarterbacks. Never really got it done. And I really don't know what the Bears are doing here, just getting worse and worse every single day when we see a story. They got worse when they signed Andy Dalton. And I think they got a little worse here when they signed Marquise Goodwin. So I'm not a believer in Andy Dalton. He doesn't elevate the play of wide receivers. He barely makes wide receivers play at their kind of max potential like we saw Dak Prescott doing with those 2 wide receivers in the first only 5 games, a small sample size, getting it done. Andy Dalton with the big sample size of like 10 games can't get it done. So I'm not buying Andy Dalton. I'm not buying Marquise Goodwin. I'm not buying what Matt Nagy's trying to do here with the Bears. I do not think it's going to work out at all, really at all. So that's where the Bears are at right now. Not at a good spot. And really interesting here that they kind of signed a veteran wide receiver. Looks like we can kind of expect the Bears not to go after a wide receiver in this draft. They just re-signed or franchise tagged Allen Robinson. They bring in Marquise Goodwin. So we'll see what the Bears do for the draft. But their roster right now is not very good. Not very good at all. Alrighty, let's go to some good play here. Some good football play since we just talked about garbage Andy Dalton and kind of garbage Marquise Goodwin a little bit. So here we go. We get OG Bobby Wagner, rookie Bobby Wagner from the Legion of Boom. Here we go in 2012. Let's watch this rookie work and kind of see what we can kind of maybe expect from this year's draft class, rookie draft class. Can anybody kind of reproduce what Bobby Wagner did his rookie year on the field? So let's watch and kind of just praise Bobby Wagner of an incredible rookie season. So here we go. That really just kind of jump-started the Legion of Boom out here. So here we go. The first play, able to kind of chase down Cam Newton in his prime 2012. Yes, sir. Gets him on the edge. Cam Newton can't outrun Bobby Wagner, and he brings him down for the sack, baby. Yes, sir. Rookie bringing down Cam Newton. What rookie's going to do that this year? What rookie linebacker is going to go in and impress us like Bobby Wagner is already doing his first play in this highlight package? And now he's going after the go to Tom Brady, hands off the ball, and he's right in the backfield, 3-yard line, shooting the gap. This man was absolutely fantastic. Here we go against the Cardinals, against Larry Fitzgerald, breaking that ball up, able to get the fumble. And he's down the left sideline, the right sideline, bringing it all the way down to his own territory. Look at this man work. Just looks at the ball, sticks with the ball. He didn't break up the pass here of Larry Fitzgerald. Disappointed in Larry Fitzgerald. What are you doing? You're sure hands Larry out there. You can't be fumbling the ball. Come on, giving a lot of momentum to a future Hall of Famer Bobby Wagner like this? Come on. Larry Fitzgerald passing, one legend to another potential future legend here. The ball a little bit. All right, another one. This time he actually picks off the pass. No fumbles here, no fumble recoveries. He's like, I'm getting it straight from the source, the quarterback himself. I don't even know who this quarterback is for the Cardinals right here, looking real bad. Number 19. I truly don't even know who that was. Damn. 19. Yikes. Well, obviously not in the league anymore. I can kind of guarantee that. He's not in the league. He's not in the league no more. All right, here we go against the Rams. Once again, just this run defense getting in the backfield, bringing him down 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Don't play with this man. This man's a rookie this year, folks. How crazy. What linebacker is going to show us what Bobby Wagner showed us in 2012, folks? That's the main goal of this video. All right, here we go again. Just bringing him down probably a half a yard short. Refs marking him a full yard short at the line of scrimmage. Getting involved. Here we go against the Broncos in the red zone, bringing down the quarterback. Yes, sir. Too easy out here. Getting through the line too quickly. Big hits, loss of yards, and bringing down quarterbacks in the red zone. Yes, sir. This man got it done. Man, that Legion of Boom team, man. That Seattle defense, what a dynasty there. Short-lived. Or this is against the Vikings here. Is that Brett Favre? Number 7, but I don't think that's Christian Ponder. Is that Christian Ponder? I think that might be Christian Ponder out there. Trash. Bobby Wagner taking out the trash here. Oh, not this isn't trash here. RT17, his rookie year too with the Dolphins. Oh, no, picking off Ryan Tannehill. Darn you. But a great work out there. I mean, look at the coverage on this man. Yes, sir. Who's he throwing to over there? I don't know who that is either. Damn. All right, against the Dolphins again? No, come on, Ryan. Ryan setting up. Oh, did he? Yes, he did. He came in flying off this screen. Boom. Big ol' hit, forces a fumble. And you can't get in this highlight package without talking about Matt Ryan throwing another pick there, picking off Ryan Tannehill, picking off Matt Ryan. Yes, sir. Bobby Wagner did it all. Forced the fumbles, forced the big hit, brought your quarterback down as a sack, brought your running back down 3 yards in the backfield. Just sheer power, sheer play recognition, sheer ball ability, whether it's on the ground or in the air. He's getting the turnover one way or another straight from the source of the quarterback, or he'll kind of get a second hand with the fumble breaking out of Larry Fitzgerald's hand. So absolutely wonderful work here by Bobby Wagner, an absolute staple to this Legion of Boom defense. And what a great kind of 2, 3, 4 season run that they had there. Too short. Eagles got involved. Truly unfortunate. Russell Wilson throwing the pick on the 1 yard line, all that kind of leading to the breakup of the Legion of Boom. And man, oh man, what a pity. One of the best defenses ever assembled, truly. So that's Bobby Wagner from his rookie season. Alrighty, let's go to some basketball stories now, and I kind of like this one. Jabari Parker getting kind of a third, fourth chance out here in the league. Jabari Parker has signed with the Celtics, and man, oh man, we have just gotten big on the Celtics team. We just put them in our kind of power rankings yesterday in the show when we reordered our power rankings every Friday, just yesterday. We ended up putting the Celtics at number 6, truly impressing us on this nice kind of 5-game winning streak. They've clawed their way back up to that 5th seed in the East. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown getting it done on a nightly basis, winning without Evan Fournier. They have no bench here, so a perfect signing here. Jabari Parker, who, I mean, was supposed to be this huge stud of a talent coming into this league out of college, but I mean, injury after injury after injury after injury. I mean, truly unfortunate here. A bust. I mean, you have to kind of label Jabari Parker as a bust at the current moment. So let's see if he can kind of revitalize his career here with the Celtics. I mean, a perfect fit for this man to kind of get back to rhythm. This Celtics team needs some depth, and if Jabari Parker can kind of, get right, stay healthy first of all, get right, and just kind of be a solid kind of decent forward out there, that's just what the Celtics need, a decent forward coming off the bench, giving us some solid production every single night. So we've seen what Jabari Parker could do. He could, his best season, 20.6 rebounds. That's what we're talking about, playing 50 games, staying healthy. That's his best year, so that's his kind of his best, folks. That's his kind of ceiling that we've seen so far. 20 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and I mean, that's exactly what this Celtics team needs, just kind of solid points and solid depth off the bench. So let's see if Jabari Parker can kind of get it done here, stay healthy, get it done on the court. So, and we just saw him play in the bubble last season. That was kind of, his most recent thing, his most recent tape. So let's quickly, we're not going to watch all 6 minutes of this video, but let's just kind of see what Jabari Parker is doing out here recently. This was just in the bubble last season, getting it done down low. Yes, sir, attacking the rim, the pick and roll here, setting up down low against this Heat team, going up. Very well done. All right, what do we got here? At the top of the key, can he cash out threes? Yes, he can cash out threes. Look at this man working. Yeah, folks, I mean, a nice 6'8". I think he's 6'8". Nice little step back jumper here, mid-range. Alrighty, getting back into his flow a little bit here. Getting the rebound. Yes, sir. Going up strong here against this Magic team in the bubble. Obviously, nobody great on this Magic team in the bubble, but still getting it done in some garbage time, down 28 points here. Once again, another kind of mid-range, decent, open jumper that goes and falls. Alrighty. All right, once again against the Magic. Last shot, last play attempt here for this Kings team. Jabari Parker, this mid-range. He feels confident, but he just missed that one. Yikes. Jabari Parker end up back with the ball here. Oh, look at that feed inside that extra pass. Jabari Parker unselfish. Love to see that. Yes, sir. Great pass there. Fantastic. Found the wide open man under the basket and got it done. Here we go, another kind of blowout here against this Rockets team. Good defense right there, forces the turnover. So this man, if he could stay healthy, he's got some decent skills out here. Look at this, going hard to the basket, getting fouled. Still some nice kind of handles for a bigger, player out there at 6'8". What was that stat? What did he do in this game? Let's break down the stat. Here we go. This season in 35 games, 24 minutes a game, 13 points, 5 rebounds. And that's all the Celtics would want from this man coming off the bench. 10 plus points, getting it done solidly on the boards. That's fantastic. So he's proven that he can kind of be this kind of role player coming off the bench. The Celtics desperately need something off the bench. So I'm all about giving Jabari Parker a 5th, 6th chance out here. And I'm definitely excited to see what this man can do. So let's all kind of start rooting for Jabari Parker a little bit, and we'll definitely keep an eye on him whenever he makes his Celtics debut. All right, and then some bad news. One person comes back, one person goes out. Classic NBA here. Donovan Mitchell, a little bit of a scary moment last night, kind of twisting his ankle right there. Not really great. Here it is. Oh, well, we just exit full screen. So here, can we not pause with that? What does that talk about? Interesting. All righty, so we see that ankle get twisted right there. That right ankle, big old twist. Twisty twist. Looking like a pretzel twisting so much out there. Oof, oof. That's the bottom of his shoe, folks. That's curved. That's twisted foot. Twisted purple shoe out there. So very, very almost hold your breath. We almost just lost the entire season kind of play. But some positive news here. MRI on the right ankle sprain of Utah Jazz star. All-star guard Donovan Mitchell revealed no structural damage, so very good there. Just he's expected to miss several games, probably won't come back before the playoffs start, so that would probably be not very good. But they still win last night regardless of this. They still are able to kind of overcome and beat the Pacers, but expect no Donovan Mitchell for probably the rest of the regular season. Let's kind of see how this affects the Jazz. We know this. The Suns were just waiting for that one moment of for the Jazz to kind of slip up a little bit, and maybe they just found that kind of outing, found that footing of Donovan Mitchell being out. So the Suns are going to go even harder now that they know that they have a true opening at that number 1 seed. Still a game and a half back since the Jazz won last night, but hey, no Donovan Mitchell now. Bigger roles for Mike Conley, bigger roles for Joe Ingles, less depth off their bench now. Maybe we'll kind of lose a couple of games, and the Suns are going to be right there to kind of snatch up some nice playoff positioning here. Chris Paul desperately, I'm telling you, wants a home court advantage throughout the entire kind of playoffs here in the NBA. So we'll see what's going to happen with Donovan Mitchell, but the good news is no structural damage, just a little bit of a twist, a little bit of a sprain. So probably just going to be out for the rest of the regular season, but should have no problems being ready for the playoffs and for that good old playoff run in the West, because that playoff run in the West, folks, is going to be good. I mean, if the season ended today, let's not do the play-in tournament. Let's just kind of, go classic, 1-8, 2-7 like that, and not kind of go with that play-in tournament. So, I mean, Jazz, Grizzlies, first round, I'm all about that. We know the Grizzlies are kind of decent. They are decently competitive. Decent matchup against the Jazz. Jazz are just a little bit deeper. Then we would get Suns, Mavericks. Suns probably win that one pretty easily. You don't have anybody besides Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis, but still a decent matchup. Mavericks probably steal one. Then we get Clippers and Blazers, and I think the Blazers can make it a decently competitive series, but probably 4-2. And then Nuggets, Lakers, round 1. Gosh dang, I mean, potential MVP and Jokic versus LeBron and AD. I'm definitely all about that. So we got a nice kind of first round matchup here in the Western Conference. So we'll see what happens and see if the Jazz can kind of maintain that number 1 status without Donovan Mitchell. Alrighty, those are all the stories that we needed to cover for today. Let's head over to the NBA. We'll talk about what happened yesterday. We'll talk about the games, break them down. Then we'll go into our moneymaker for tonight's action, and then we'll head over to our NFL draft prospect of the day, looking at Cade Johnson, wide receiver from South Dakota State. So here we go. Let's start it off here. Jazz, Pacers. Jazz getting the win even without Donovan Mitchell, like we just said. And this Pacers team, man, this Pacers team has no quality win all year, folks. They never, ever beat the best team. They beat the Suns once. That was their only good win, folks. So this Pacers team is just truly, truly not very good. We know Miles Turner is still out for this Pacers team, so Sabonis has to move over to the 5. But man, oh man, just nothing really great from... If it's not Sabonis or Karis LeVert, that's really it. Malcolm Brogdon has some good games here and there, but nobody else consistently steps up for this team. So truly unfortunate here, but expected here. An expected Pacers loss. I truly don't even want to see them in the play-in tournament. I really hope they fall out of here. They do have good positioning here to kind of lock in a play-in tournament. As we see, they do have 26 wins. And then the second highest is 23 with the Raptors. The Bulls are number 11 with 22 wins. So they do have kind of a nice kind of 4-game lead pace for this play-in tournament, but they're not going to win any of those games. And if they do somehow magically make it out, there's no way they compete with the 76ers or the Nets there at number 8 or 7, number 7 or 8, wherever they finish. So I really want this Pacers team to drop out. I'd rather give the Hornets team a shot here. You know, they still are competitive, even losing piece after piece after piece. I mean, every day they're losing a piece out here. The Raptors, I would rather see what they can do. Nick Nurse, how can he kind of coach this team to a win? Kyle Lowry, Fred VanVleet, Pascal Siakam, all healthy, hopefully, finally, if they get into kind of the playoffs. The Bulls with Vucevic and Zach LaVine. I know Zach LaVine's out, but I still want this Bulls team to work. And the Wizards, I would love to see this Wizards in the play-in tournament, winning at the right time, a nice 3-game winning streak, getting it done. Bradley Beal, Russell Westbrook showing out every single freaking night because that's the only way they have a chance to win the game. So I would just like to see so many other teams other than this boring, lackluster Pacers team that just never beats anybody meaningful out here. 26 and 29. All 29 of those losses are coming from the best teams in this league, folks. So very, very not good by this Pacers team. Truly just off of this Pacers team 100%. But let's talk about this game now. Let's go to the Jazz now. Donovan Mitchell, before he goes out, only played 21 minutes, but 22 points, 2 assists, and 4 rebounds in 21 minutes. 46% from the field, 3 of 7 from 3. A great night until he got injured. Mike Conley, 10 points, 10 assists. Great night by him. Rudy Gobert, 13 points, 23 rebounds. Jeez Louise, getting it done on the boards. Sabonis having to kind of slide over to the 5, makes him a little bit depth or a little bit less deep at that kind of big position. And Rudy Gobert taking full advantage out there. 23 boards. Jeez. Royce O'Neal, 7 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. And then Bojan Bogdanovic, 24 points on 56% shooting, getting it done. They've got the nice shooters out here. Joe Ingles off the bench, 11.6 rebounds. Jordan Clarkson finally back off the bench, having a great night. 18 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists in 27 minutes. So, yeah, Jordan Clarkson getting it done. Expect probably a little bit of a more heavier load by him. Expect Joe Ingles to get in that starting lineup. Jordan Clarkson probably playing, 27 minutes like he just did last night as well. So getting it done. And let's also shout out Georges Niang out there. 9 points, 5 rebounds in only 14 minutes. So great night overall. A consistent night by this Jazz team. You can always rely on all their starters. You can always rely, 1, 2, 3 players deep off their bench on a given night. So Jazz doing what the Jazz do. Now let's go to the Pacers. Basically doing what the Pacers do, only kind of 3 big names with good points and everybody else floundering out here. Malcolm Brogdon, 16 points, 4 assists, 6 rebounds, 2 of 7 from 3, 36% overall. Not terrible, but I mean, pretty decent for what he does on this team. Karis LeVert, 24 points, 2 steals, 2 assists, 7 rebounds, 3 of 10 from 3, 41% overall. He shot the best on the team, or for the starters anyway, for those number of attempts, 24. Domantas Sabonis, like we said, moving over to the 5 at the center position, 22 points, 7 assists, 15 rebounds. But then everything just kind of goes down bad from there. We get Justin Holiday, 5 points on 22% shooting on 9 shots, not able to get it done. Edmund Sumner, only 4 points on 25% shooting, not able to get it done. They did have decent bench contributions here from Jeremy Lamb, putting up 12 points, 5 rebounds off the bench, and O'Shea Brissett, 13 points, 4 rebounds in 12 minutes. So that's all good, but nothing great or consistent from the starting lineup. You can rely on Karis LeVert and Sabonis, but other than that, it's kind of a crapshoot night in, night out, and that's what we got last night. Justin Holiday not able to get it done, not able to be that kind of extra offensive spark that this Pacers team desperately needs, and they end up losing the game because of it. So Jazz getting another win, not surprising, over this truly lackluster Pacers team. All right, let's go to the Thunder and the Pistons now. Pretty close game here. 110-104 win for the Pistons. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is still out for the Thunder. Luguentz Dort still at the 2 and still thriving at that 2 spot. But let's start here with the Pistons first. No Hamidou Diallo, like we said. No Jeremy Grant, and no Mason Plumlee. So why the heck did that Thunder team still lose? I get it that they didn't have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, but man, oh man, the Pistons didn't have their players either. So let's see who stepped up here. Killian Hayes at the starting point guard position, 9 points, 5 steals, 7 assists, 4 rebounds. Whoa, didn't shoot well, 30% from the field, but everything else was pretty great by this man. Very well done for stepping up. Josh Jackson, leading scorer for the squad, stepped up himself. Love seeing that. Without Jeremy Grant, somebody has to step up and get the points, and that's what Josh Jackson did last night. Love it. 29 points, 7 rebounds on 56% shooting. Fantastic. Isaiah Stewart filling in for the starting center position, 15 points, 21 rebounds. 9 of those offensive. Jeez Louise. What are you doing, Moses Brown? Can't get no rebounds out there. Damn. Alrighty, Isaiah Stewart stepping it up big time. Love seeing all these Pistons players step up big here. Love it. Alrighty, who else is stepping up here? Sekuo Duamboa at the starting 4. 8 points, 3 assists. And then Saddiq Bey, 18 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists on 40% shooting and 2 of 12 from 3. Jeez, that's not great, but he got the 18 points. I guess we got to give it to him a little bit out there. Just was definitely not efficient at all. All right, then off the bench, anything good off the bench? Frank Jackson, 18 points, 5 rebounds off the bench. Not terrible. And let's also shout out Tyler Cook, 8.6 rebounds in 20 minutes. We'll take that. So not a bad overall game by this Pistons team, missing a lot of their key pieces. Some nice players stepping it up. Josh Jackson, very well done. Now let's go to the Thunder now. Alrighty, we know they still got Luguentz Dort, but nobody else has a truly great game besides him. Theo Melendon still at the starting 1. 8 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals. 21% shooting, though, on 14 shots. Really, truly not good. 1 of 9 from 3. Yikes. Luguentz Dort is thriving at the 2 here. A better 2 than he is a 3 that we're seeing. 26 points, 3 steals, 2 assists, 6 rebounds, 3 of 8 from 3, 45% overall on 20 shots. I mean, that's a great night by Luguentz Dort. He gets it done when he plays the 2, man. He truly does. Moses Brown at the starting 5, 12 points, 8 rebounds. Isaiah Roby back in the starting lineup, 9 points on 44% shooting. And Darius Baisley, 19 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists on 38% shooting. So could have been a little bit more efficient there for the starters. And then off the bench, some decent production here off the bench. Ty Jerome, 9 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds in 18 minutes. Tony Bradley, 11 points, 7 rebounds in 22 minutes. We'll take that. And Savi Mikhailuki. Let's put that in the Google Translate. We just had to do that for Savetsky for the who does he play for? He plays for the Thunder too, right? So let's get this man's name in Google Translate so we don't butcher it again like we always do. So let's get the translate here very quickly. See what this man's name is all about. Mikhailuk. And it means favorite. Oh, okay. Savi favorite. Mikhailuk. Yeah, easy. Come on. That's easy to say. Mikhailuk. Alrighty. Savi Mikhailuk getting it done off the bench. Alrighty. But the Thunder lose, so unfortunate for Mikhailuk. Alrighty. So let's keep moving on here. 76ers and Clippers, one of our moneymaker picks from last night. We had the Clippers +3. No Kawhi Leonard, but Paul George was still out there doing his thing out there, getting it done. It just comes up 3 points short. 76ers win 106-103 over the Clippers. So our Clippers +3, it just cancels out. It's a push, so we'll take it. It's not a loss, so we'll take it. But let's start here with the 76ers. No Seth Curry, so Forkin Korkmaz fills in for him. And has a pretty good night. I mean, Seth Curry, not really truly reliable out there, like in the points production or anything like that. So Korkmaz, great night out here by him. But let's start here with Ben Simmons. 12 points, 2 blocks, 2 steals, 6 assists, 9 rebounds. Classic night by Benny Simmons out there. And then we get Furkan Korkmaz at the 2, 18 points, 3 steals, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, and 5 of 12 from 3. I mean, Seth Curry doesn't get this production on a nightly basis, so Korkmaz stepping it up big time. Love it. Joel Embiid, 36 points, 14 rebounds, great night. Mike Scott filling in for Tobias Harris. No Tobias Harris, and this team is still able to get it done. Now, Mike Scott doesn't do what Tobias Harris does. He only put up 6 points and 3 rebounds at 22% shooting. Tobias Harris would never do that. So a little lackluster there. Danny Green, let's see if he steps up. He doesn't. 11 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 steals, 2 blocks. All that good is defensively. Don't get me wrong. We know that of Danny Green. He does have good defense, but we would still like a little bit of a better, kind of more consistent 3 out here. 11 points on 3 of 9 from 3, 33%, but that's just kind of average. And we know Danny Green kind of advertises himself as an above average 3-point shooter and defender. But, especially with Tobias Harris and Seth Curry being out and, knowing Ben Simmons doesn't really get us those easy, clean points, Danny Green needs to really start taking it upon himself to get it done and be kind of this 20-plus point scorer with no Tobias Harris and no Seth Curry. So little disappointed that Danny Green did just enough to win the game, so we'll give him that, but let's start blowing out some teams here. let's start stepping up our own production when, some of our, Tobias Harris is the second best scorer on this team, man. Danny Green needs to step it up without Tobias Harris in this lineup. That's all we're saying. So to overall, Joel Embiid gets it done. Off the bench, nothing great. Shake Milton, 9 points. He ended up having a big old shot in this game as well. So shout out to Shake Milton, 9 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds on 42% from the field. Matisse Thybulle, only 5 points. Dwight Howard also didn't play this game, so once again, kind of lackluster off the bench, not getting those kind of important rebounds off the bench, and it kind of shows. Look at this. Shake Milton, 2 rebounds. Matisse Thybulle, 3 rebounds. Paul Reed, 2 rebounds. Tyrese Maxey, 1 rebound. Anthony Tolliver, 2 rebounds. Dwight Howard off the bench, he's 7 rebounds. Doesn't matter how many minutes he plays, so 76ers missing some key pieces here. They're able to kind of squeak out a win. And the Clippers, missing key pieces themselves, were able to kind of keep it close here. So shout out to both of these teams for kind of overcoming, not relying on every single one of their stars every single game. So absolutely love that by these teams here. But let's go to this Clippers team now. Reggie Jackson still kind of getting it done. 13 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. He shot 30%, not the greatest, but some nice shots by this man, some nice clutch shots. Reggie Jackson getting it done. They were down 3. They had the chance. Marcus Morris had the chance at the game win, or the game tying 3 at the end of the game. Reggie Jackson had a 3 to kind of, make it a 1-possession game for it to kind of come down to the wire. So that's the big shot that Reggie Jackson hit. Very well done by him. Unfortunately, they have Marcus Morris take the game tying 3. I think I would have stuck in with Reggie Jackson. This man's been clutch as heck ever since, his name has really been called to be a starter since Patrick Beverley went out. So I respect Reggie Jackson a lot. Still had a pretty decent game here. He was a +1 in a 3-point loss, so I'll give him that all day. Luke Kennard in the starting lineup, 3 points on 33% shooting, just doing nothing really truly great out there. Only played 18 minutes anyway. Zubac starting 5, but only played 15 minutes, 4.7 rebounds. Marcus Morris, 15 points, 2 assists, 3 rebounds, 2 of 5 from 3, and he missed the game tying one. But then we get Paul George here stepping it up big time with no Kawhi Leonard. 37 points, 6 assists, 9 rebounds on 48% shooting from the field and 4 of 12 from 3. So a great night by Paul George. Just unfortunately, nobody else really kind of stepped it up in with him. Off the bench, anything great here? We get Rondo, 10 points, 8 rebounds off the bench as well. Can always count on him. DeMarcus Cousins barely playing. That's a little interesting. And then we get Patrick Patterson off the bench, 18 points in 14 minutes. So just really kind of missed that key clutch ability here by this Clippers team. Like I said, Marcus Morris couldn't hit the game-tying 3. No Kawhi Leonard. Reggie Jackson tries his best. Rondo has a good outing. Paul George goes classic regular season Paul George. Just unfortunately, they run into the 76ers and lose by 3. So great night overall by both these teams, stepping it up without some of their key pieces. So definitely still are big on these teams. We just updated our power rankings, put the Clippers at the number 1 team, the 76ers at the number 4 team, and I still stand behind that, even what went down last night between these two teams. Getting it done, stepping it up, competitive without your other key counterparts. So absolutely love it. So 76ers get the win. Let's move on here to the Pelicans and the Wizards, and this was the only game in our moneymaker that we ended up losing on. We had a 5-team moneymaker going last night, and the Pelicans -2.5 let us down. They lose in overtime. How truly unfortunate. Before we get to the stats here, let's break down how this game went. So it goes into overtime, and then Russell Westbrook gets a foul called on Zion Williamson. So he goes to the line, shoots 2 free throws. He ices the game, wins the game at the free throw line. So this is the call that they had. Zion Williamson on Russell Westbrook, defending him good, and then they call a foul there. Don't worry if you didn't see it. They go zoomed in here. That's it. That's what they call on Zion Williamson at the end of the game of a shot that didn't fall. They call this foul right here. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I can't believe it. I can't believe they called this a foul. They called that a foul. I cannot believe it. The game, the final shot of the game, the last shot of the game, basically a buzzer beater, leaving like a second left on the clock, but that's what y'all call. I absolutely hate it. Did he get him on the elbow? Maybe a smidge, but it's real hard to tell. And that you shouldn't call that call. You shouldn't call that foul at the literal last second of a game. I absolutely hate it, but That's what happens. Zion Williamson, he ended up fouling out on that call. It wouldn't matter anyway. There's a second left. But that's how the Wizards win, by Russell Westbrook going to the free throw line. So very well done by Russell Westbrook to kind of bury both of those free throws. At least one. You just needed one. He hits at least one, and they're able to win the game. So let's start here with the Wizards and Russell Westbrook going up for 36 points, 9 assists, 15 rebounds, and only 4 turnovers. Let's go. Finally getting it done in every facet of the game out here. Shot 54% as well, so Russell Westbrook having a great night. Bradley Beal, 30 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds. He shot 0 of 9 from 3 and still was able to get 30 points out there. So Bradley Beal, not great from 3 last night, but they didn't need to be. Russell Westbrook was the only person to hit a 3 out here. Holy cow. Garrison Matthews also hit a 3, but he only played 6 minutes. They went 4 of 27 from 3, folks. Russell Westbrook hitting 3 of those 4. How crazy. And they were still able to win a truly, truly unfortunate night by the Pelicans last night. Alrighty, Alex Len, 8 points, 5 rebounds. We knew he wasn't going to do anything in this game. The bigs of just the Pelicans were going to get it done. Luckily, the outside shooting of the Wizards was alright, decent, with Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal having 30 points apiece. No real great production anywhere else. We'll get to the bench in a second, but Rui Hachimura, 6 points on 23% shooting on 13 shots. Absolutely atrocious. Denny Avdija, 0 points on 2 shots. So once again, what we know of this Wizards team, nobody else in the starting lineup, or really nobody else, can get it done for this Wizards team besides Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook. Even Davis Bertans didn't play this game. He's basically the 3rd best player on this team. So we do get a big contribution here from Daniel Gafford off the bench. 18 big old points, 7 rebounds on 63% shooting, but everything else very, very lackluster. But luckily for Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal, getting 30 points apiece, I mean, that's what this Wizards team needs to do. That's their offense right there. Russell Westbrook, Bradley Beal, that's really it. So no Davis Bertans to kind of give us that 15 to 18 like Daniel Gafford did last night. And the Wizards are able to kind of squeak out a 2-point overtime win. Alrighty, let's go to the Pelicans now, and I just keep hearing time and time again of, Lonzo Ball is so good, but his first game back, they can't even beat the Wizards? Come on. Lonzo Ball, we'll give him a little bit of a benefit of the doubt here, only playing 19 minutes, having to get kind of readjusted to the starting lineup, game conditioning, so we'll give him a little bit of a free pass here, but let's all relax. Everybody likes to kind of, suck on, Lonzo Ball a lot, and I don't really see it most of the time, but this is what he did last night. Lonzo Ball in only 19 minutes back in the starting lineup, 4 points, 3 assists on 20% shooting, 0 of 7 from 3, 20% overall from the field. Trash night. Eric Bledsoe, another trash night as well. I mean, we can never count on this man. Anyway, 8 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist on 0 of 2 from 3, 33% overall. I guess we got to give him credit for the defense, plus 11 on the floor. I'll give him it. Steven Adams, 6 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists. I mean, he only shot once and got to the line 4 times, but 1 of 1 from the field, so we'll take that. Zion Williamson, a little lackluster, 21 points, 0 assists, 6 rebounds on 50% shooting. Usually see a little bit more of the points production from this man, especially going against, the very poor bigs of the Wizards. Rui Hachimura, Alex Len, he couldn't dominate them. A little disappointed. And then Brandon Ingram to round out the starters. He had a good night here. 34 points, 4 steals, 5 assists, 7 rebounds, 4 of 9 from 3, 44% overall from the field, a +5 and a 2-point loss. So Brandon Ingram got it done. Zion Williamson couldn't really be better than kind of what they needed for this Pelicans team to win. Off the bench, some decent production out here. We get to Najee Marshall. 16 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists. Very well done by him. +15 also on the floor. And then we get James Johnson, 11 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds in 25 minutes off the floor as well. Jackson Hayes only playing 9 minutes, unfortunately. Nothing really great from him. 3 points, 1 rebound. So Pelicans just coming up just a little bit short here. Lonzo Ball needed to be a little bit better out there, and he wasn't. So Pelicans -2.5 really kind of bites us in the butt a little bit. But shout out to the Wizards. I'm definitely big on this Wizards team. I want to see this Wizards team now kind of get into the play-in tournament and see what they can do now that they finally kind of started to figure it out. They were winning games a little consistently here now. We're seeing a 3-game winning streak. We're at the back half of the season. Maybe they've cleaned up all their mistakes of what happened in the regular season. So let's see if this Wizards team can finally get into the top 10. We just saw the Bulls finally lose their number 10 seed in the East. The Raptors are the new number 10. Bulls fall to number 11. Wizards at 12. But the Wizards are only, basically a half a game back from that 10th seed. So it's anybody's race here. 10, 11, 12. Wizards, Bulls, Raptors all really kind of fighting for that 10th seed here as the season dwindles down. So we'll see who goes and grabs it. But if the Wizards want to go and get it, I'm all about watching them in the play-in tournament. Let's see what Russell Westbrook can do. Can he elevate his team? Can he be the man? And can he maybe potentially upset the 1 or 2 seed? Probably not, but let's see what we get here. So very well done for the Wizards on a nice win. All right, let's keep going here. Nets and the Hornets, and this one was close, but the Nets are able to kind of pull it away at the end of the fourth quarter. Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant both playing. Kyrie Irving, 12 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds. Didn't have the best night, but still got it done overall, so very well done. Joe Harris back to having a great night because Kevin Durant's on the floor. 26 points, 3 steals, 1 assist, 4 rebounds for Joe Harris. 2 rebounds for Joe Harris, 6 of 9 from 3, an absolutely amazing night by that man, stepping it up. DeAndre Jordan, 8 points, 5 rebounds, not the best night defensively. Jeff Green, 10 points, 5 assists, and then that's Kevin Durant at 25 points, 11 assists on 66% shooting. We can always count on him. So Joe Harris picks up the slack, gets it done. Kevin Durant is always great. Kyrie Irving, a little lackluster game, but still able to get it done. And then off the bench, man, oh man, Blake Griffin, 10 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, getting it done. Landry Shamet, 20 points in 21 minutes. And then let's also shout out Bruce Brown, once again, coming off the bench. That's why this Nets team is deep. We're talking about Joe Harris and Kevin Durant. And, Kevin Durant's in the starting lineup, so Bruce Brown comes down to the bench. And once kind of, James Harden gets back into the starting rotation, are we going to see Joe Harris down to the bench or Jeff Green down to the bench? So this team is still deep, folks. This team is the deepest team in the league, I would say. Bruce Brown off the bench, 9.6 assists, 4 rebounds in 21 minutes. So getting it done. They've got some nice shooters off the bench. I mean, this bench team is putting up 10, 30, 39, 45, 49 points off the bench alone. That's absolutely fantastic. So well done to this Nets team, able to hold on to a win here over the Hornets. Not really, a surprising win for this Nets team. They really should have been a blowout, and, luckily it was a 15-point win, but really kind of close all throughout. So shout out to this Hornets team, once again, having to step it up. Next man up mentality, losing all those 3 starters of LaMelo Ball, Gordon Hayward, Malik Monk. But very well done to the starting lineup to really kind of get it done. Terry Rozier at the starting 1, 27 points, 10 assists, 6 rebounds on 57% shooting. Cody Martin at the 2, little lackluster game, 6 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. Vernon Carey Jr. at the starting 5 here because of no PJ Washington and no Cody Zeller. So Vernon Carey Jr., 21 points, 6 rebounds in his first start. I'm about it. Plus a 14 on the floor. Absolutely well done. Miles Bridges, 33 points, 9 rebounds on 72% shooting, 6 of 10 from 3. And then Jalen McDaniels to round out the starters, 12 points, 4 steals, 1 assist, 2 rebounds. So not bad by this starting roster by the Hornets of, how their season has went recently. And then off the bench, let's also shout out Caleb Martin, 10 points, 5 rebounds, and 30 minutes off the bench. So not terrible overall here, just unfortunately ran into a deep, very good Nets team. Unfortunate. Alrighty, so that was Nets Hornets. Let's move on to Raptors Magic up next. Alrighty, Fred VanVleet is back, and they're able to get the win. So very well done for this Raptors team. Kyle Lowry still not back quite yet. Aaron Baines is still out, but Fred VanVleet was kind of their missing piece a little bit potentially. Here we go. Malachi Flynn, who has been absolutely dominant ever since kind of, Fred VanVleet went out. He's really been stepping it up, but a lackluster game here for Malachi Flynn. 6 points. He did have 8 assists, so I'll give him that, but 6 points, 8 assists, 3 rebounds on 25% shooting, 0 of 4 from 3, not great. Fred VanVleet, kind of what Malachi Flynn did. Fred VanVleet's first game back, not a good one. 6 points, 6 assists on 27% shooting, 0 of 6 of 3, not good at all. Khem Birch, already finally getting into the starting lineup here. Their newly acquired big at the trade deadline. 7 points, 6 rebounds in his first start at the big position. Not just all right. Good defense, we'll give him. He was a +3 on the floor. Chris Boucher, 11 points, 2 assists, 7 rebounds at the 4. And then Paul Watson, to round out the starters, had an absolutely great night, stepped it up the most. No Siakam, so he has to go and step it up here, and he absolutely does it. 30 points, 4 rebounds on 8 of 11 from 3. Holy moly, a great night. And let's also shout out some of this bench. Yes, sir. Yuta Watanabe, 21.6 rebounds, getting it done. Freddie Gillespie, 10.7 rebounds, and then Stanley Johnson, 13.6 rebounds, 2 assists. So very well done by this bench to get it done. Very well done by Paul Watson. Basically, Fred VanVleet just couldn't get it done himself. Fred VanVleet, Chris Boucher could not get it done themselves. Had to rely on kind of the B team of this Raptors team, and they are able to get it done. Once again, Nick Nurse knows how to coach up kind of, role players into starting roles, and that's what Paul Watson just did last night. Raptors are now the 10th seed in the East, so I really hope they kind of still play with a lot of urgency. I would like to see this Raptors team in the play-in tournament. I would like to see this Wizards team in the play-in tournament to really kind of see what they can do. We know that they had, tough, rough starts to the season, but, since, the back half of the season, since the All-Star break, they've been still decent, and I want to see what they can do now. So, once everybody's healthy, you've got the full season under your kind of belt, you've learned, you've grown, you've changed over this course of the season. So you're getting good at the right time, and we'll reward you with the play-in tournament. But, very well done for this Raptors team to kind of get back on track and see if they can kind of make a title run. All right, let's start. Let's finish here with the Magic. Anything great? Cole Anthony, 19 points, 5 assists, 7 rebounds on 50% shooting. He had a good night. Wendell Carter, at the 5, 20 points, led the team in scoring, 9 rebounds, led the team in rebounds. So great night by him, but nobody else can really step it up consistently for this Magic team. We know that they traded everybody at the trade deadline, and that was really it. So Magic really just kind of phoned it in for the rest of the season after the trade deadline of trading Evan Fournier and Aaron Gordon and Vucevic. So nothing great there by that Magic team. All right. We're back. All right, let's keep moving on here. Bulls, Grizzlies, no Zach LaVine. We know he's in the COVID-19 protocols, and this Bulls team does not beat the Grizzlies, and that's exactly what we knew. We took advantage of it in our moneymaker. Grizzlies minus 3.5. It was the easiest bet of the night last night, and they are able to win by 11 points. So let's start here with the Grizzlies. Starting lineup is able to get it done. John Morant, 15 points, 5 assists, 7 rebounds. Grayson Allen, a little bit of a lighter night, but still put up 11 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. We'll take that. 3 of 7 from 3. Jonas Valanciunas, 16 points, 5 assists, 7 rebounds. Kyle Anderson, a little bit of a light night. The least scorer for the starters out here, 6 points. He did have 11 rebounds, so we'll take that, and 7 assists. So doing more than just offense here. Shot 25%, but that's what Kyle Anderson can bring to this team. And then Dylan Brooks, 32 points, a great night by him, 63% shooting on 19 shots. So overall, the starters were able to get it done, and they had some nice kind of bench production out here. Xavier Tillman in only 16 minutes, 14 points, 2 steals, 2 rebounds. We'll take that. Desmond Bane, 8 points, 2 assists, 4 rebounds, and then Tyus Jones, 10 points, 7 assists, and only 15 minutes off the bench. So an absolutely great game all around by this Grizzlies team. And now let's go to the Bulls. Alrighty, now this is exactly what I want this kind of starting lineup to look like a little bit. Thaddeus Young coming off the bench. Daniel Theis getting up into that starting 4. Kobe White in that starting lineup. So this is what the Bulls starting lineup was last night. Kobe White at the 1, Garrett Temple at the 2, Patrick Williams at the 3, Daniel Theis at the 4, and Vucevic at the 5. I kind of am liking this starting lineup a little bit. All right, so here we go. Kobe White had a pretty good game, stepping up in place of no Zach LaVine, but he doesn't go above and beyond, which we needed him to do for this Bulls team. So Kobe White, 27 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds on 4 of 8 from 3, and 47% overall. He led the team in scoring, so a great night by him. Garrett Temple, only 5 points, 4 assists. Could have been a little bit better. Vucevic, 24 points, 6 assists, 14 rebounds. Daniel Theis, 7 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. Nothing great by Daniel Theis. And then Patrick Williams, 6 points, 6 rebounds on 37% shooting. So Vucevic, Kobe White are able to get it done for the starters. Nobody else really has great production out here for the starters, at least. Off the bench, some nice production. Troy Brown, 11 points on 100% shooting on 5 shots. Very well done. Denzel Valentine, 11 points, 1 assist. And then Thaddeus Young off the bench. This is why we want Thaddeus Young off the bench and not in the starting lineup. He has better production off the bench than he does with the starters. He played more minutes, 22 minutes. We saw him only playing like 14 minutes in the starting rotation the last like 2 or 3 games. So Thaddeus Young led the bench in scoring, was the 3rd highest scorer overall, and that's what you would expect on this team of Vucevic, Kobe White, and Thaddeus Young. Yes, Thaddeus Young would be the 3rd best scorer on this team. So that's exactly what he did last night. 17 points, 4 assists, 6 rebounds in 22 minutes on 53% shooting. So he's able to get it done. Don't sleep on Thaddeus Young, folks. We do think of him as a 6th man of the year. Unfortunately for this Bulls team, losing Zach LaVine, that's when Kobe White steps up. So not the greatest here by this Bulls team. Still not really believing in them. Truly unfortunate. We would love to believe in this Bulls team, but they don't show us anything to believe in. So Bulls lose 115 to 126 over the Grizzlies. Alrighty, let's head over to the Nuggets and the Rockets, and we were this close of taking Rockets +8, but we know they flounder in the 4th quarter, folks. This is an absolutely atrocious 4th quarter team. We see it time and time again. They get outscored by 8 in the 4th quarter. They only put up 20 points in the 4th quarter, their lowest scoring quarter of the game. So let's start here with the Nuggets. Another game without Jamal Murray, and Monte Morris steps up big. Campazzo steps off big off the bench. Well, I shouldn't say they stepped up big. They stepped up decently. Not great, not awful, just meh. Letting the other stars of this team of Jokic, Gordon, and Michael Porter Jr. take the game over. Just being kind of game managers out here, which we can definitely respect from those 2 players. So, Monte Morris, 18 minutes in the starting point guard position, 6 points, 2 steals, 2 assists, 1 rebound. He only took 6 shots, 33% overall. Will Barton, 12 points, 2 assists on 30% shooting. Jokic, 29 points, 16 rebounds, 7 assists on 83% shooting. Jokic getting it done. Aaron Gordon still only taking 6 shots, so not a lot of shots here, even with Jamal Murray out of the starting lineup. Aaron Gordon, 8 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds on 50% shooting on 6 shots. And then Michael Porter Jr., 2nd leading scorer for the squad. 21 points, 5 rebounds on 53% shooting, 4 of 7 from 3. So overall, a decent night by the starters. The main 2, Porter Jr., Jokic going big. Aaron Gordon, little lackluster, but getting it decently done defensively. And let's talk about this bench now. A really good job by this bench team. By this bench group here, and that's exactly what this Nuggets team are going to have to kind of start doing, scoring well off the bench now that no Jamal Murray is in the starting lineup. So off the bench, PJ Dozier, 7 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds. JaMychal Green, 13 points, 7 rebounds. And then Paul Millsap, 11 points, 10 rebounds. So those 3 players getting it done. Very well done. Definitely are going to kind of need them to step it up consistently here for this Nuggets team if they want to kind of have a deep playoff run. But hey, very well done. This team is stepping it up without Jamal Murray over these last 2 games. I mean, they beat the Heat. Now they just beat the Rockets with no Jamal Murray. These aren't the best competitors out here, the Rockets and the Heat. But hey, still getting it done, getting acclimated, getting their feet wet. So when they have to go and face a Suns, a Jazz, a Clippers team without Jamal Murray, they're like, all right, we can do this. We know how to do this. We're in a rhythm without Jamal Murray. So let's keep out there and going out there and winning. That's what they're doing so far. So very well done to this Nuggets team. Alrighty, let's talk about this Rockets team now and see if I'm rebuying them. Let's see if next time they get +8 points, we actually lock it in. So here we go. John Wall, 10 points, 2 assists, 1 rebound. Really lackluster night by him. Kevin Porter, another lackluster night by him as well. 4 points on 11% shooting. Yikes. Christian Wood, 15 points, but only 3 rebounds. Light there. Kelly Olynyk, 23 points, 6 assists, 2 rebounds. He's really filling in perfectly here for this Rockets team. Unfortunately, he's no longer with the Heat that, had a chance at a championship last season, are in the playoffs this season. Kelly Olynyk kind of got thrown aside to this Rockets team, but he's making the most of it, and we'll see if the Rockets can kind of do anything in this offseason, in the draft, in free agency, if they can kind of, maybe work. I mean, this is a workable roster. John Wall, Christian Wood, Kelly Olynyk. I mean, it's a workable team. Daniel House Jr. when he's healthy, so they are kind of, decently in shape to kind of make a decent run next year. They are going to have to go and kind of get that superstar, though. And then let's talk about Jae'Sean Tate to round out the starters. He had 21 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds on 69% shooting. So, I mean, not bad overall. Nothing great from the bench, which is what we know of the squad. Avery Bradley, 6 points. We get DJ Wilson with 8 points. Nothing really great on this Rockets team, unfortunately. So, Nuggets get the big old convincing win here. 29-point win, 128-99 over the Rockets. Very well done. Alrighty, let's go to the Timberwolves in the Heat now, and this was one of our moneymaker picks. Timberwolves plus 6.5, and they win by 8 straight up. That's what we're talking about. Don't sleep on this Timberwolves team, especially with Karl-Anthony Towns in the lineup, man. Love it. D'Angelo Russell is still coming off the bench, and Ricky Rubio played a lot more minutes than D'Angelo Russell, so it doesn't seem like there's any real urgency to get D'Angelo Russell back in the starting lineup, so maybe let's just have him keep going off the bench. He's still getting it done, and the bench is still getting it done, and the starters are all still getting it done with Ricky Rubio, so really no need to make the switch here. I thought they would have made the switch just because there's really no chance at this Timberwolves team to kind of get into the play-in tournament, so, I was kind of, thinking that, let's have D'Angelo Russell, Anthony Edwards, Karl-Anthony Towns all in that starting lineup to kind of, get ready for next year when we can, a little bit more of a better position to make a run. They are 11 games out of that 10th seed in the West, so I mean that they're just not. It's not gonna happen, folks. There's no way. I will say there's no way that this Timberwolves team is able to kind of get into that top 10. So unfortunate there. But let's talk about this Timberwolves team now. Ricky Rubio, 17 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds on 32 minutes. Anthony Edwards, 12 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. A little bit of a lackluster night scoring-wise. Karl-Anthony Towns, 24 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. Jaden McDaniels, 4 points in 15 minutes. And then Josh Okogie at the starting 3, 10 points, 2 assists, 4 rebounds. So overall, a decent night by the starters. They got some great production here off the bench. D'Angelo Russell, 11 points, 5 assists in 23 minutes. Naz Reid, 16 points, 7 rebounds. And Juancho Hernan-Gomez, 14 points, 6 rebounds. But also let's shout out Jared Vanderbilt as well off the bench, 9 points, 14 rebounds. So this bench was really great here for this Timberwolves team. Starters, decent, good game by the starters, but really just kind of driven home by that bench. So very well done. Maybe D'Angelo Russell should be off the bench, maintaining that second team. Ricky Rubio can also facilitate the second team. It's not that he can. It's just a little interesting that they're still not having D'Angelo Russell in the starting lineup. I mean, he's been back for like 4 games, so we'll see. We'll see. All right, this Heat team losing again. Damn, Heat, what are we doing out here? Jimmy Butler put up 30 points, 8 assists, 10 rebounds, 3 steals, 1 block with only 1 turnover on 47% shooting. Still not enough, unfortunately. Trevor Ariza also had a good game. 21.7 rebounds, 3 assists on 5 of 7 from 3. Bam Adebayo, 17 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, a little light on the boards. Duncan Robinson, 11 points, 4 assists on 3 of 8 from 3. Kind of a classic Duncan Robinson game. Kendrick Nunn still at the starting point guard position here. 7 points, 4 assists, 1 rebound on 7 shots of 42% shooting. So not terrible overall here by the starters here of the Heat, but bench is really lackluster. Just Goran Dragic, who we can always rely on, 15 points, 3 steals, 3 rebounds. But then Tyler Hero, 4 points on 14% shooting. Precious Ochuya, 0 points. Namaja Jellica, 0 points on 0 shots. So there's really just nothing great here from this bench here. Truly unfortunate. Man, oh man, this Heat team, man. No Victor Oladipo is definitely hurting them. I didn't think it was going to hurt them that much, but here they are losing against the Timberwolves. Not great. So Bam Adebayo needs to be a little bit more aggressive here at the 5. We see he was a -6 on the floor. Tyler Hero was a -25 on the floor. I mean, you got to get right defensively as well. And little lackluster for the Heat team last night. So Timberwolves are able to get the win 119-111 over the Heat. Alrighty, last 2 games up, and thank goodness, the Blazers are back on track. Just slightly, though. Slightly. Blazers were like losing the entire game over the Spurs, able to kind of squeak out a nice 1-point win, 107-106, so thank goodness. Rudy Gay, ended up missing a game-winning three-point shot at the end. Jacob Podol had a chance at kind of a putback mid-range floater that did not go as well, and the Blazers are able to survive. Thank goodness. We want to talk about this Blazers team. We love what Damian Lillard is doing. We want to talk about this Blazers team in the playoffs. We want to talk about Damian Lillard as MVP, but they went on this real bad 2-week stretch of losing all their games against kind of lackluster, like real good teams, and it was just nothing really good out here. So let's see what happened here for the Blazers. Damian Lillard ended up not playing this game, and they still were able to kind of squeak out a win, so very well done there. So this was their lineup that they rocked with. CJ McCollum at the 1, Norman Powell at the 2, Derrick Jones Jr. back in the starting lineup at the 3, Robert Covington at the 4, and Nurkic still at the 5. I don't love Nurkic at the 5. I'd rather have Enes Kanter kind of play and start the entire game. But here we go. CJ McCollum, 29 points, 6 assists, 2 rebounds on 33% from 3, 2 of 6. And 50% overall from the field on 26 shots. So not bad by CJ McCollum stepping up big. Norman Powell switching over to the 2 here, 22 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds, 2 of 6 from 3, 47% from the field. Nurkic, 9 points, 4 assists, 6 rebounds on 36% shooting. Just not that good defender, not the good offender out there either. So I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's doing out there. And his Kanter, man, get that man back in the starting lineup. Nurkic is just not great anymore. It's unfortunate. Robert Covington, 8 points, 2 assists, 6 rebounds, and then Derrick Jones Jr. once again laying a goose egg up there in the starting rotation. Nothing great, minus 20 defensively. I mean, the worst plus minus on that team by a mile. The second worst was Jusuf Nurkic with minus 11 on the floor. So not great there by Derrick Jones Jr. Would love to kind of see him step it up, but he never does. They did get some good bench contribution out here, though. Enes Kanter, 10 points, 13 rebounds, finally a big doing it. Anthony Simons stepping up big time here, 16 points, 2 steals, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. And then Carmelo Anthony, 13 points, 3 rebounds on 41% shooting. Not the worst out there. So Blazers missing a lot of players out here. Or really just missing, Damian Lillard. But, yeah, man. Get Nurkic out of the starting lineup, please. All right, now let's talk about the Spurs now. DeMar DeRozan did his thing, 26 points, 10 assists, 4 rebounds on 44% shooting. Decent by the rest of the starters. DeJounte Murray, 13 points, 10 assists, 11 rebounds. Nice triple-double by that man. Derek White, 13 points, 2 assists, 3 rebounds. Jacob Podol, 17 points, 8 rebounds. He had a chance at the game winner, unfortunately did not go. And then to round out the starters, Keldon Johnson, 8 points, 11 rebounds. Off the bench, Drew Eubanks had a great night, 15 points, 4 rebounds. Rudy Gay had 9 points, 5 rebounds, but once again, he kind of missed a game winner from 3 at the end of the game. So no clutch ability here on the Spurs team. Nobody to really kind of help out DeMar DeRozan on a nightly basis, and the Spurs lose another game. So Blazers able to get the 1-point win, 107-106 over the Spurs. Now let's go to the last game of the night. Another easy bet for us. Knicks +6. They win by 8 outright. We had them +6, basically exactly like the Timberwolves. They win by 8 outright. We had them +6.5. So very well done by this Knicks team getting another win here over the Mavericks. And the Knicks are trying to kind of make their case for, our power rankings. We told you we were this close of putting the Knicks where the Warriors are at this 9th seed. We just chose the Warriors because they were blowing out teams. The Knicks, they were just always very, very close. So that was kind of our main decision to not put the Knicks in the top 10. But, I mean, they're winning again. They just beat a nice Mavericks team. Julius Randle went absolutely out of his mind last night. 44 points, 7 assists, 10 rebounds on 55% shooting, 6 of 11 from 3. RJ Barrett still got great production while Julius Randle was going wild. 24 points, 2 assists, 8 rebounds on 50% shooting. Nerlens Noel, 6 points, 10 rebounds, a +6 out there on the floor. Love seeing that. Alfred Payton, 6 points, 6 assists, 7 rebounds. Not a lot of points to be had, but he still got it done, facilitating the floor. And then Reggie Bullock to round out the starters, 11 points, 5 rebounds on 40% shooting. So not bad here overall by the starters. Let's start talking about their bench now. A huge piece to this Knicks team is their bench. Derrick Rose gets it done, 15 points, 5 assists off the bench in 24 minutes. We'll take that all day. Taj Gibson didn't shoot the most or shoot well. I mean, well, he only took 3 shots for the 4 points, but getting it done defensively, a -1 on the floor, but we'll still take that decent defense out there. I guess decent. He did have a block, so I'll give him that one. I'll give him that decent defense of the block. And then Immanuel Quickley letting us down. We need Immanuel Quickley to score a lot here. He did only play 5 minutes, so we'll give him. We won't harp on him too much out here, but a little light overall by the bench. Luckily, the starters and Julius Randle were able to kind of go buck wild with the 44, but very well done by Derrick Rose, playing 24 minutes, the most minutes off the bench by far. And he's able to kind of, be great out there. Plus 14 on the floor when he's out there, 15 points. That's what we're talking about. So well done overall by this Knicks team. Now let's talk about this Mavericks team. Anybody stepping up besides Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis? No. Classic. Doncic, a little light on his points, 22 points, but he had 19 assists. Gosh damn, man. Woof. Great night assisting by Luka Doncic. 22 points, 19 assists, 8 rebounds on 43% shooting, 2 of 9 from 3. Not the greatest. Josh Richardson, 14 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds on 50% shooting. A decent night by him. Porzingis, 23 points, 12 rebounds. Maxi Kleber, 6 points, 1 assist, 1 rebound. Dorian Finney-Smith, 13 points, 7 rebounds. So just, decent here by all the starters. Nobody really going above and beyond. Off the bench, we get Tim Hardaway Jr., 16 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. Can always kind of count on him off the bench for the points, but other than that, JJ Redick had 9 points. I'll give him that. Not terrible. 2 of 4 from 3, but just overall, cannot really count on this Mavericks team to really get it done. They lose another game last night, 117-109 over the Knicks. Alrighty, before we get into our moneymaker for tonight's action, let's kind of go and distribute our points for our MVP race and 6th Man of the Year race. On a nightly basis, whenever these kind of players in the MVP race and 6th Man of the Year race are playing, we judge them on a -5 to +5 point scale. You get 2 points for a win, -2 points for a loss, and then we adjust based accordingly on your kind of production. Now, if you did not play in the game, you get -3 off the rip, and depending on what your team did, we kind of move you back a little bit or move you forward a little bit. So let's see what we get here last night. Giannis and the Bucks did not play last night, so we don't have to worry about him. Harden and the Nets did play last night. They get it done with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant on the floor. So we're just going to give James Harden -3 points. So he goes down to -6 points. He's got to get back in this floor if he wants a chance at the MVP. Joel Embiid and the 76ers, they did play last night, and he's able to get the win over the Clippers. Little light-hearted Clippers, but also kind of a little light also for the 76ers. So let's see what Joel Embiid did here. 36 points, led the team in scoring, 14 rebounds, led the team in rebounds. He was a +7 on the floor, the 3rd highest of a kind of 3-point win for the 76ers team. So we'll give him 3 points here. No Tobias Harris, so nobody really kind of to pick up the slack scoring-wise. Nobody really did pick up the slack scoring-wise either way. So we'll give Joel Embiid the 2 points for the win here and another point for his production for 3 points here. Now he's up to 15 points, still in the lead of our MVP race. Alrighty, Blazers now, and Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard did not play last night, so that's -3 by him. They just are able to kind of squeak out a loss, so we're going to kind of move it down to kind of a -1. Nobody else really steps it up on this floor. Nobody else really got it done. CJ McCollum always gets it done. Norman Powell always gets it done. Enes Kanter always gets it done. So nobody really kind of gotten better with Damian Lillard on the floor, so we're not going to knock him too much here for last night, but you get -3 for not playing. We'll only knock it down to -1 for that squeak out win. So he goes up to -2 in the MVP race. Alrighty, let's go to Jokic and the Nuggets. And yes, sir, the Nuggets winning again without Jamal Murray. Yes, a little lackluster kind of night against the Rockets, but, we'll still take it. He still got it done. 29 points, led the team in scoring. 16 rebounds, led the team in rebounds. +9 on the floor, a little light. We see Aaron Gordon better, Michael Porter Jr. better, Will Barton better, everybody on their bench a lot better. Sorry about that. So 2 points for the win. We'll give him another point for the production, moving him up to 3 points out here. So Jokic goes to 10 points. And then Seth Curry and the Warriors did not play last night, so we don't have to worry about him. Alrighty, now let's go to the 6 man of the years. See what they got going on. Lakers and Montrezl Harrell did not play last night. Jazz and Jordan Clarkson did play last night. So Jordan Clarkson, 2 points for the win. He had 18 points, a +9 off the bench, 5 rebounds. So a classic Jordan Clarkson game out here. We'll give him, what do you shoot, 41%? 2 of 8 from 3. We'll still leave it at just +2 for his performance out here. Should we go, we'll give him +3, +2. He's down bad here at -9, so we'll help him out a little bit on this one. We'll give him +3 here, so he goes down to -6. Tim Hardaway Jr. in the Mavericks, they did play last night. Unfortunately, they lost. Not the greatest against the Knicks. So -2 for Tim Hardaway Jr. for the loss. 16 points, pretty good there. 2 rebounds, 2 assists, a -9 though, so we'll still leave him at -2. Nothing really great by his potential, his production alone to really kind of help him out. So he'll be bumped down 2 points there, 2-2. And then Thaddeus Young and the Bulls. Thaddeus Young coming back off the bench. The Bulls lose, but Thaddeus Young playing back off the bench is getting great production once again. So very well done. Let's get up to this Bulls game. So -2 for Thaddeus Young for a loss so far. He led the bench in scoring. He was actually the 3rd best scorer of the squad. 17.6 rebounds, 4 assists. So I'm going to knock him down to only -1 out here. He was a -3 on the floor. If it was a positive, we would have just called it a wash at 0 points. But we'll knock him down to only a -1 for last night. So he goes down to 1 point. So Montrezl Harrell is still our 6 man of the year with 4 points. And Joel Embiid is still our MVP with 15 points. So alrighty, let's talk about what we have on deck today in the league. Let's get a nice moneymaker going. Got a nice kind of afternoon game, 4:30 prime time on ESPN, nationally televised. Lakers Jazz at 4:30. Alrighty, so let's see what we do here tonight in the moneymaker. What else we got on deck tonight? We got Pistons, Wizards, Bulls, Cavs, Celtics, Warriors, 8:30 on ABC. That should be a good one. Grizzlies, Bucks, and Suns and Spurs. So let's see what we get here. Let's refresh these lines, get these lines up to date, and then we'll go into our moneymaker. So here we go. Alrighty, first game up is the Jazz and Lakers. Jazz -0.5 point. Lakers +0.5 point. Interesting. Let's see who's out for the Jazz. Mike Conley is out on rest. Derek Favors is out. Rudy Gobert is out on rest. And Donovan Mitchell is obviously out. And then for the Lakers, LeBron James, Anthony Davis is still out. Andre Drummond, a game-time decision. Dennis Schroeder is a game-time decision. And Kyle Kuzma is a game-time decision. Let me see on NBA Fantasy Labs, our favorite Twitter account here that kind of gives us the ins and out here. Let's see if we can get any kind of solid word on these Lakers players being out, because we may take the Lakers here, depending on all of these players are playing. So let's see if we get any information here. Alrighty, Mike Conley we know is ruled out. Derek Favors is out. Rudy Gobert is out. Donovan Mitchell is out. Not getting any information on these Lakers players. Markieff Morris is questionable. Dennis Schroeder is probable. Kyle Kuzma is probable. Alrighty, and Andre Drummond is probable. So all those players are probably playing, even though they're listed at game time decision. They are probable. So interesting here. Who are the Jazz going to be kind of working with? They are on a back-to-back, which is definitely never great. No team likes playing in the back-to-backs. But let's see what we get here. Let me just refresh what this kind of Jazz team just did yesterday. Why can't I find what this Jazz team is at? Right here. Alrighty, so they're going to have to rely on Bojan Bogdanovic, Joe Ingles, Jordan Clarkson's going to get a big role, and we kind of know when he kind of, is the main kind of facilitator on the floor, he kind of goes a little bit of a ball hog a little bit. So probably going to stay away from this one. Lakers at home should get it done over this kind of lackluster Jazz team. So we'll take the Lakers +0.5 point. We'll see if they can get it done without everybody at the Jazz. I think they do. Alrighty, let's keep going here. Pistons, Wizards. Pistons +5. Wizards -5. Alrighty, Wizards in a back-to-back. Let's see if they can kind of keep up their winning pace to try and get into that play-in tournament. For the Pistons, Rodney McGruder is a game-time decision. Dennis Smith is a game-time decision. Hamidou Diallo is a game-time decision. For the Wizards, Davis Bertans is a game-time decision. So we'll see if he's back to go or not. We're not sold 100% on this Wizards team. It's a good story. It's somebody good to root for. But on a back-to-back, not feeling confident here. So we will stay away from the spread here. Pistons, obviously trash as well, so we'll stay away from it. Two not good teams. We usually stay away from those. All right, then we get the Cavs and the Bulls. Cavs plus 2.5, Bulls minus 2.5. Alrighty. Think I like the Cavs here a little bit if everybody's good to go, and everybody's good to go. I mean, we're going to get, Jared Allen, Darius Garland, Colin Sexton, all looking good. And then for the Bulls, Thomas Satoransky is a game-time decision, and Zach LaVine is out. So we're going to take the Cavs plus 2.5 here. Bulls on a back-to-back. They just lost last night. We still know Kobe White is still doing decent, filling in for Zach LaVine, but nobody else is stepping up, and that's what we know, and Kobe White can't go above and beyond. We know that. So Cavs plus 2.5 here. They've got the better offense with Colin Sexton and Darius Garland and Jared Allen. I mean, they should be able to do whatever they want against this Bulls team. Points need to come from somewhere on this Bulls team, and we see time and time again nobody stepping it up here. So I think I get the better team overall plus the points. I absolutely will take that. Cavs plus 2.5. Love that value. Alrighty, then we get Grizzlies and Bucks here. Oof, Grizzlies plus 8.5. It's going to be tempting, but let's see who's all in and out. For the Grizzlies, Brandon Clark's a game-time decision. DeAnthony Melton is a game-time decision. Jaren Jackson is still out. And then for the Bucks, it's just Dante DiVincenzo is still out. Alrighty, the Bucks, they were winning games without Giannis. Giannis comes back. They're still winning games, so very well done by them. Grizzlies just won last night. They are on a back-to-back. They just ended up beating the Bulls. But we know about this Grizzlies team. We can't really rely on them. They are very kind of, very much average-ish, maybe slightly above average against kind of the worst teams, but just average against some of these better teams like the Bucks. So we'll stay away from this one. I want to see if the Grizzlies can be competitive in this game. Not ready, not willing to bet it here, so we'll stay away from it. And then that brings us to the last game of the night, the Suns and the Spurs. Spurs are on a back-to-back. They just played last night. Suns did not play last night. Trey Lyles is a game-time decision for the Suns or for the Spurs, and then just Abdel Nader is still out for the Suns. So I'm ready to rock with the Suns minus 10. We chose a minus 12.5 the other night, 2 nights ago, against the Kings, and they won by 8, just kind of squeezing us a little bit. But let's beef up our moneymaker to a 3-teamer tonight. Suns minus 10. They should have no trouble covering that. We know the Spurs team is very, very lackluster in everything they do. They can't beat bad teams. They can't beat good teams. They always lose. They had a chance to kind of win last night, unfortunately did not take it, and they lose against the Blazers team with no Damian Lillard. So can't trust the Spurs. That is the message to take away from that. So we will take Suns minus 10. So our moneymaker is Lakers plus 0.5 point. Cavs plus 2.5 and Suns minus 10. Feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. Once we know, we were doing real good with our moneymakers right before the kind of all-star break, before everybody took a break, and we got it figured out then. And then, so we can figure it out. And then the trade deadline, along with kind of, the mid-season break kind of, threw us off a little bit. We once again had to kind of learn it a little bit more. What are these new teams with these new players? So we are starting to get it figured out at this kind of end of the regular season. And that's kind of what we do. We get it right before the All-Star break. We get it right before the end of the season. So we are learning as we're betting, and we're getting it done at the right time. So feeling real good about these picks tonight. Lakers plus 0.5 point. Cavs plus 2.5, Suns minus 10. Alrighty, let's head over to our NFL draft prospect of the day. We've been pushing off Cade Johnson too much, so we won't do it again. Or maybe we should, honestly. We've been going late. Anybody watching live? Anybody live right now? No? Alrighty, then we'll save this man for tomorrow if we can finally squeeze this man in. We've got to go a little bit quicker on these shows so we can start fitting some of these draft prospects in. Luckily, we are kind of the tail end of our draft prospect of the day, so we'll do Cade Johnson tomorrow, folks. We will. So before we're out, anything broken live? Anything break live? I don't think so. So that will be it for today. That will do it for us today, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. We're back tomorrow doing it all over again. Hopefully, finally getting to Cade Johnson, wide receiver from South Dakota State. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching, and we will see you tomorrow.